everyone, and welcome to another episode of Tinfoil Tuesday. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you saw and enjoyed my first video essay all about med beds. It was a lot of fun to make. And yeah, you guys have been enjoying it based on the comments, so I'm very glad. I'm already working on the next video essay, titled Cameron Wilson, Attorney at Fraud. So I'm working on that right now. Should be good. Very excited for that one. I was excited for the first one too, but should be good. So welcome everyone to another tinfoil day. We have all sorts of stuff up to and including the second Rapture date. Once again, probably not happening, seeing as though we're still here. What else? We're gonna see someone talk to who they believe is the ghost of Michael Jackson. And a whole bunch more. We are going to play bingo today, so if you'd like, make sure you get your bingo cards ready. Excuse me, let me take a drink real quick. Much better. Nemesaur with an 85 stream streak says, liked watching the video on something besides a tiny phone screen. How did it look? I hope it looked good on like a TV or something. Artemis8192 with 95 bits says, hey y'all, I was supposed to start that new job yesterday. Instead, I've sprained my ankle. At least I have y'all to keep me company while I can't walk. That is such bad luck. I'm sorry to hear that. Glad we can be here to keep you company, though. Janerdy with a 7 stream streak says, I'm sure they'll admit they got the Rapture wrong again. JK, they'll say there's a third calendar that we only discovered when they had to explain how wrong they are. Let's see, a month away and returning on a strong note. Welcome back, welcome back. Lilac Rosenberg with a link says, you absolutely need this on the soundboard. Let's see what it is. Oh no.
I remember when
Oh, I've seen this. The you need to leave after someone's a racist shit to this guy.
Went to his bedroom to say goodnight, and he was crying because of the abuse that he was enduring in this school system.
Then why did you stay in Mexico?
You need to leave. It's
Yeah, probably do need the you need to leave. I am going to get that soundboard stuff together. Of course, I have the stream deck right here. I used it during editing, which was very nice. I just have to set up the actual soundboard, but I haven't had time yet. But sometime this week I'll get that together, and I think that'd be a good addition. Harold Elbowman with 47 bits says, got my mom to watch the medbed video. Longest thing she's ever sat through at my request without giving up, by the way. She said you did a great job, but the subject hurts her brain. Well, I did my best, you know? He's so shocked that people weren't cool with him being, racist. Yeah, racists are idiots that think everyone is racist and just lying about it. They suck super hard. If they were able to understand the inner minds of other people, maybe they'd be less racist. Just a Peach says, I put something cute in livestream Discord. Hope you're having a good day. Pretty good. People are watching the video, and that's been nice to see the view count go up over time. That's always fun. Let's see what's in the livestream Discord. A cute pupper named Oreo, apparently. Very adorable. So, let's jump into it, shall we? I think that's it. If you want to help support the stream, you can always use bits, gift subs, or subscribe yourself. Sorry, because I was editing the video, I wasn't streaming as much earlier this month, but I should be good for the rest of the month. I won't have to crunch as much on this next video, because I'll, you know, make sure I schedule things a little more reasonably for myself, so I shouldn't have to take a bunch of time off, except maybe the last, like, day or so when I'm working on it, but... Anyway, AdventuresIn.net with 6 months says, can't wait for the Cameron video. I think a lot of his clan have court appearances coming up. Don't they always? They do indeed. They do indeed. He's kind of freaking out, too, because his partner's leaving him. His most recent stream going through the 5th part of his book, he had some weird stuff to say. basically he was like, yeah, I'll tell the cops, none of your business, none your business. And then he was like, just like my girlfriend says to me, or my ex, whatever you want to call her. Like, really deranged shit where he's clearly got a bunch of really personal stuff on his mind, but, like, he's letting it out in really inappropriate ways. It's not good. I've been there. But that's why I recognize why it's bad and unhealthy. Did I watch it? The Brandon Joe Williams debate. I haven't had time to watch it yet. I know it happened. I'm sure it was frustrating. This is one of the reasons, by the way, I'm assuming it probably made Brandon look more legitimate than he should, mostly because he's not coming at it in good faith, or, how do I put this? You can't debate with someone who's an irrational asshole who doesn't care about the truth. They're gonna shit all over you rhetorically. You know what I mean? Anyway. So, let's get into it. We'll start with some of the Rapture stuff, I think. Randomly found this debate with one of our favorite meme stock people. What is this one? Is Morantz on here? MAGA voter blames it all on them from 7 hours ago. Oh, planet person. Nice. Who shows up? Wait, who? What? Does he talk to someone?
Because he did it.
He didn't. Do you even know?
Oh no, it is Morantz on the phone! Oh god!
Like who runs the world? Sovereign funds, right? Private equity. The influence from a certain group of people. They all start with a J. So if you don't believe.
Oh! Morantz is full JQ now? Morantz is JQing? Oh, fuck! Overt anti-Semitism on the bingo card from Morantz. Apparently when he's not on his own channel, he'll straight up say Nazi shit. Oh no! Gotta remember this for the Morantz video. I plan on doing Morantz video. Again, I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I just finished one video. I gotta work on one at a time, but I do want to do a Morantz video, and that's gotta go in there. Holy crap. No, he did not take the firing from Costco well at all. He is spiraling in the worst way. Bittergrin, thanks for 58 months and kicking off a hype train. 62% to level 1. If you want to help out the hype train, gift, sub, subscription, and bits all help. A level 5 would be wonderful, but I don't expect it. It's okay. So, I will save this for a meme stock day, I think. Let me save this under my meme stock folder real quick. Saved.
Christ.
Well, let's name.
So you were talking about Jeffrey Epstein, right?
I'd gladly talk with you about Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah,
And I have no
and Donald
problems
Trump
with-
being one of his best friends, right?
Absolutely not. Like you guys don't even see the.
Well, Jeffrey Epstein said that Donald Trump was his best friend, so what's up with that? And what's up with Trump drawing a picture of a prepubescent girl and then writing a cute little letter to Jeffrey? What's up with that? You're muted.
Okay, can you please listen to me and listen up about Jeffrey Epstein, because it's a 6 degrees of separation from Leon Black. This is what I'm talking about, private equity. Leon Black is the biggest criminal on Wall Street in the world, right? Not allegedly, right now.
Morantz is sidestepping the question completely.
Oh, no.
He is the one that funded the money for Jeffrey Epstein. So in the Virgin Islands, people bought immunity, and when they bought the immunity, it was J.P. Morgan and Leon Black. When they sold the island itself, the 2 islands of Jeffrey Epstein, they literally sold it to Drexel Burnham Lambert alum, who was Stephen Decker. Stephen Decker is from Drexel Burnham Lambert. They all come from Drexel, by the way.
Buddy,
and that is.
I mean, this fits tinfoil, right? Morantz has just fully spiraled his gambling addiction into a conspiracy addiction. That seems probably not good for him.
I will grant you whatever you want about this. Why is Donald Trump embroiled in this, and why is he preventing the release of the files?
Yes, I'm going to tell you. The same reason he's protecting Leon Black, okay? Now, Leon Black runs the world. Donald Trump hired a 40-year-old kid to manage all of the foreign investments. His name is Benjamin Black.
Did Morantz just say 40-year-old kid? He was too young to know what he was doing. He was just a young wee lad of 40 years old.
Black. That's Leon Black's son. He gave him a job with this administration. He is protected. When Trump went to Russia in '96, he took Leon Black with him. When Trump went back to Russia in 2017, he took Leon Black with him. Leon Black is the money behind Jeffrey Epstein. He already got sued for this. And he had a Russian exchange, everything, because they're all from Apollo Global Management, which is raised from Drexel Burnham Lambert. You have to know private equity. You have to know what it does and how it manipulates outcomes and what they control. They own everything. They own the media.
Not everything.
They're about to buy. What do you mean they don't know everything?
The guy on the phone is Marantz Rants, the meme stock guy who has apparently gone full JQ, which is unfortunate. Minute left in the hype train.
Literally own everything.
I wasn't disagreeing with you. I was saying, oh, no, not that.
Yeah, I got you. But there's so much more in this world. If you dig into private equity, there's a series that you can watch. It's called Connect the Dots. It's on YouTube.
I'd prefer you not use Twitter links here, medicated person. It's a fucking Nazi app, so no. Nemesaur, thanks for gifting 20 tier 1 subs to the community. Really appreciate ya.
What?
Oh, did Eric Stryker film that?
No, you just need to go and do your homework, man. That's all I'm telling you.
Do your own research on the bingo card.
We start blaming Trump for everything. Realize who's the real.
Yeah, it's the Jews. Got it. Please don't ever come back.
In addition to
yeah, that's about what Marantz deserves there, I think. That's fair. 8% to level 6. Thanks so much, Nemesaur, for getting us over level 5. Appreciate it. Overthought with 100 bits says, which brings me to my next point. Would you like to buy some digital trading cards from GameStop and help us go to the moon? What did you miss on the bingo card? Overt anti-Semitism from Marantz, and do your own research. Is Connect the Dots a rather famous Nazi doc I just haven't heard of? No, Connect the Dots is Marantz's conspiracy documentary series where he tries to do a conspiratorial explanation of the world from the perspective of specific private hedge funds being the ultimate evil cabal behind everything he doesn't like. So it's his conspiracy documentary series. Stone Corbell, thank you so much for gifting a sub. Appreciate you. Okay, let's maybe get into some of the Rapture stuff now. That sounds good, doesn't it? Oh, let's go with the craziest guy first. Why not? Here's some of the stuff he's been posting since they moved the date to today, shall we?
I have reason to believe that the last Trump for the 2025 Feast of Trumpets will not actually be blown until October 17th-ish. No man.
Oh, this guy moved the goalposts even further. Most of them are saying today, but he even moved 10 days further. Well, that's real good, isn't it? Moves goalposts? Absolutely moves goalposts on the bingo card.
Knows the day or hour, it's all depending on the moon. October 17th, 2025, Gregorian calendar. That's the normal calendar that we all use right now. October 17th, okay? And that is because there's 2 adjustments that need to be made. It's a Jubilee year, so they don't blow that last Trump until 10 days after they see the moon, okay? And then there's the whole 13-day adjustment going from the Gregorian to the Julian calendar, okay? So
the switch to the Julian calendar thing made no sense and always came off as a desperate post-hoc rationalization for why they can't be wrong. You guys said the Feast of Trumpets. It happened. Rosh Hashanah fucking happened. It's over. You can't move the date after you said it was gonna be Rosh Hashanah. Bittergrin with 100 bits says, see, he listened to Dr. Peter Venkman.
There we are. We're at October 17th now. Sorry. Not sorry. I'm blowing the trumpet. I have reason to believe. Right now, it's just measly little humans announcing the arrival of Jesus.
Oh my god, it's the soundtrack from Requiem for a Dream.
When those archangels start announcing his arrival, Bro, I am not even going to be phased if the rapture does not happen on October 6th or October 7th. Why?
I'm not phased when the rapture doesn't happen every day, so I'm not impressed by your lack of phasing by the lack of rapture. That's just baseline.
Why? It's a Jubilee year. Every 50 years, there's a little extra grace and mercy sprinkled in on there. They don't blow that last final decision trumpet from the Feast of Trumpets until Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, 9 days after the Feast of Trumpets. But Yom Kippur already happened. No, it didn't. We're looking at the Julian calendar. You're looking at the Yom Kippur on the Gregorian calendar, bro. And the Julian calendar matters because God already fulfilled the first 3 feasts on the Julian calendar. That's why we're watching it. So, what does this mean? I am looking for a real rapture date on the real Yom Kippur, okay? The real Day of Judgment.
The real Yom Kippur. He knows better than the entire Jewish population when Yom Kippur is. See, like there's a Hebrew calendar they're going by. What are you talking about?
Dude, the real Day of Atonement, okay?
Thank you for the hype train, everyone. Tea Time T says, I saw someone calling the Gregorian calendar the satanic calendar. Of course. Why not? Sure. Yeah. Why not? Sure.
That is going to be October 15th, 9 days
You love this song? It is a good song. It's a banger from a great movie.
after Trumpets. 6
Have I shown you guys my Requiem for a Dream special edition director's cut? Look at the cover, it changes. Look at do 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 do. You get she did medical grade speed and it ruined her life. Ass to ass, ass to ass. Hannah mentions Blu-rays on the bingo card. If you haven't seen it, watch Requiem for a Dream. It's a good movie. I enjoy that movie a lot. Spokane Dogman says, congrats on your video essay. Really good. Have you considered doing 5G next? Maybe someday. Next on my list is Cameron and his pseudo-legal band of acolytes. Whatever you want to call them.
16th or 17th. October 17th. Bro, I am not even...
Oh yeah, this soundtrack used to get remixed into YouTube videos and stuff all the time. It used to be all over the place.
Hey, women, what's up with not inviting us to the baby showers?
Does this have anything to do with Rapture? We take this commercial break from our normal Rapture schizo posting in order to do observational comedy about gender roles.
Can we get over that? You don't think I would have loved some candy cigarettes? Little American flag there. Look at this.
I'm sorry, someone gave away candy cigarettes at their baby shower? That's kinda hilarious.
I love Cracker Jacks.
That's a lie. No one likes Cracker Jacks. They've been riding off nostalgia for like 50 years. No one's genuinely wanted a bag of Cracker Jacks in decades. I'm pretty sure it's the MLB and nostalgic old people keeping Cracker Jacks alive. Freyline says they do? Alright, you're clearly a bot, because no one likes Cracker Jacks.
And, invite us, please. And then we'll bring stuff too. Like fireworks, and like beer. It will be so much fun. Hey, women. What's up with...
Jackie, what happened? You used to be so fun. I was going to hell! Thank you, Jesus! For saving me! Church is fun!
I've been to church. I don't think I agree with that.
Bro, this is the biggest moon I've ever seen. Look at this thing. Oh my god. I think the rapture might be tonight, you guys. Look at that. What the heckin'? Bro, this is the...
He posted that 20 hours ago, so... No, the rapture was not that night. Unstable Deadbeat with 60 bits says, at work I used to get out of all those annoying social obligations, baby showers. Now, because of equality, I have to go and make boring small talk with people I can barely tolerate. F this guy. See, I like going to baby showers and stuff. Any social occasion is usually an excuse to get free food and snacks, right? And, like, sure, there's some level of social interaction that's required, but, like, you can fake your way through that. I've been faking it for 31 years. It's fine. It's fine. You get little cakes. It's fun. Sometimes at baby showers, the desserts have little babies in them, and you find the baby and you win. It's good stuff.
The biggest moon I've ever seen.
The manacle laughing is really, really good for his image, I think.
Quick reminder for anyone that got left
Kinda like a king cake, yes.
behind, you need to start eating that food in your freezer or your fridge first. Don't touch that dry
Am I faking now? That's my secret, Cap. I'm always faking.
pantry food. That's your
I've never had a sincere piece of human interaction in my entire life because I don't even know what that would feel like or mean. I mean, sarcastic remark, witty joke.
strategic reserve for weeks later. But right now, you need to focus on getting a weapon and eating that food in your fridge or your freezer. Quick reminder for anyone that got left behind, you need to start eating that food in your freezer or your fridge first. Don't touch that dry pantry food. That's your...
You think that the world is gonna end and they have time to watch your TikToks? The fridge is out, so we gotta eat that food first, because there's obviously no power, but let me pull up TikTok real quick and get some Rapture tips. 21-month streak says, did someone say free food? I did. I don't have any for you, though. Surprise, it was a trick.
It's October 7th.
Ever since Shaggy started taking psychedelic drugs, I don't think he's okay. Could the rest of the gang come help him?
It's October 7th.
There's no Cracker Jacks in New Zealand, so you have no idea what they are. They're boxed, pre-packaged caramel corn, and it's terrible. It's terrible. I don't like caramel corn, or whatever the fuck it is. Whatever, kettle corn, caramel corn, I don't even know. I remember every time I've ever had it, though, it's disgusting and hurts to eat. It's, like, so hard, and it's terrible. And they say it comes with a toy, but it doesn't. It comes with, like, a sticker at best.
If you want to do something nice for your Left Behind sponsor, please fill up some water containers. Today, have you seen the moon? Fill up some water containers for these poor Left Behind people.
Fill up some water containers. Have you even seen the moon?
It's going to be like currency. Dude, water is going to be the new money in the Left Behind world. Because remember, when the electricity's done...
Technically, even if water is, like, the reserve value, you would probably have something to stand in for water, like bottle caps or some other mass-manufactured piece of script that is backed by water. Because carrying around gallons of water... not great. Not a fun thing to do.
So that means all the faucets, they're not gonna work either.
Am I a fan of caramel itself? Not really. I don't like caramel.
Yeah, do you have a spare bathtub, bro? Like a guest bedroom thing? Dude, fill that up. Fill that. That water will be good for weeks, dude. They put all kinds of chlorine in our water. What do you mean you don't have a water container to fill it? Bro, fill up the back of your coffee pot in your kitchen. Do you have a bowl? Can you fill up a bowl? If you want to do something nice...
I can't fill up a bowl.
Rapture in 20, making me look like a clown, huh? Have you seen the guy that's doing a 24-hour
He posted this 4 hours ago.
live stream hating on the Watchmen, bro? Oh my god, he's gonna be like the most surprised when everyone disappears, bro. He's gonna be like, oh, I was streaming about... Could you imagine just being on the completely wrong side of history, bro? Like, there's people that are like, I don't know. And then there's people that are like militantly like, no, the Rapture's not happening this week. Could you imagine, bro?
Yeah, could you imagine being violently wrong about things after being incredibly confident about them? What a nightmare that must be, Mr. Rapture Man. I'm sure you can't imagine that, because your brain literally won't allow you to see reality because it would be too damaging to your worldview.
I would not want that, like, you know, like, I wouldn't want to be known as that guy, you know, the anti-Watchman, bro. He's like the villain of the Watchmen community, bro. Putting bounty posters up, making bounty posters with our heads on it. I'm like this. Rapture in 20, making me look like a clown.
All right, there's one more video from him, and then we'll move on to some other Rapture people.
Did the Rapture just happen and you're left behind? Well, here's what you gotta do to stay
It didn't. It didn't actually.
ahead of the others. Step 1, grab your weapon. Step 2, keys. We're going to Walmart, baby. You'll notice I'm not wearing my seatbelt. There's no need. We're probably invincible at this point, but here's what you want to focus on getting at Walmart. We're gonna start in the dry goods aisle. We're gonna focus on white rice and red beans. Next, we're gonna hit up the white sugar and brown sugar. Over in the baking aisle, they're gonna have flour and yeast. Grab as many packets as you can.
I feel like in any emergency situation, like let's say a third of the population or half the population disappeared. It's total disarray. It's anarchy in the colloquial sense. It's crazy. I feel like going to your local Walmart's the worst thing you could do. You're gonna get murdered. Everyone's gonna be like fighting over basic stuff, right? Why would you do that? That seems like a bad idea. His Rapture tips aren't even good. Has he seen any movie about the apocalypse ever?
October 5. One day out from October 6, which is 9/23 on the Julian calendar. I've been re-examining every single word, confirmation, sign that God has given me over the last couple of months, and every single one of them has been pointing to October 6th. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I'm a fallible.
But like a week or so ago, you said they were all for the 25th and 26th, but now it's for October 6th? You've completely shifted your entire interpretation of all the signs you were so sure about, so why are you sure about it now? It's clearly completely fungible. What are we doing? What are we doing? Overthought with 100 bits says, if God is all-powerful, he could rapture people in such a way that no one Oh no, don't give them this idea. Please don't promote their mental illness. If God is all-powerful, he could rapture people in such a way that no one notices and then wipe your memory so that you don't notice anyone who was raptured. If you're still here, there's no way to know that it hasn't already happened and God just hates you. Again, that's funny to say until you say it to the wrong person and they introduce it into their delusional, like, landscape in their brain. It is funny, though.
Human. I don't have 100% complete knowledge about everything.
You're good, Ashley. I don't expect anything from anyone. The only crackerjack you know about? I don't even know what movie this is. After losing his wife and kids to a mob hit, Chicago cop Jack Wild. I love bad action B-movie cop names. Jack Wild. My favorite is from, Trancers. Tim Tomlinson plays Jack Death. His name is Jack Death. It's a time travel movie. He's also Doll Man. Anyway.
The Lord has shown me. I've prophesied in part. I've had partial knowledge. But one thing I know for sure is that everything has been pointing to October 6th. And that on October 6th, things will be made black and white. Clarity. The curtains are going to be pulled back. We'll be able to see clearly. That's the thing, is when you go on a journey with the Lord, a prophetic journey of discerning the signs, confirmations, the words that he gives you, it's ultimately all a mystery until the appointed day where God steps in and makes things clear. And I believe that's what October 6th...
Has anyone thought that the number of people who deserve to be raptured is so tiny maybe no one notices? Not, like, in actual... I've not seen that. I know that there are some, like, small denominations or, like, pseudo-Christian sects, like Jehovah's Witnesses, that think... Or maybe it's Seventh-day Adventists, actually, who think that it's only going to be 144,000 people. That comes from a specific verse in the Bible, though I don't remember which. But I don't think that's a broad belief that I've seen very often.
7.
That's unfortunate that you... Sorry about that, Janerdy. You're good. That was an accident, sorry.
And 8 even. The 48-hour period from October 6 to 7 and from October 7 to 8. Things will be made clear to us. And one thing I've been hearing in my spirit these last couple of days is to expect the unexpected. There have been many times in my walk with the Lord where I've hoped for something to happen on a certain day, and it doesn't, or something doesn't quite go how I expected it to. And it's just the human nature thing, you know, I just want it to happen in my time. When I'm excited, when I'm hopeful for that thing that I desire.
What happened? You got banned accidentally for a sec.
To be fulfilled. But the Lord has taught me to expect the unexpected and to guard my heart. But I do believe that October 6th, which is 9/23 on the Julian calendar, is the appointed day for God to step in and bring clarity and make things black and white.
Alright, is it black and white yet? Can you tell you were wrong?
I don't know what that's gonna look like, but I know that God will not leave us in confusion. My faith remains as strong as it was since the day that I began going on this prophetic journey with the Lord. I can't pinpoint what day that was exactly, but it's been, I'd say, several years. I've learned recently that my life, every 7 years, so I'm 28, and there's 4 lots of 7 in 28. 4 lots of 7-year cycles, and every 7 years something significant happens in my life. I moved to Australia at the age of 7, so that was quite significant. November 2004. I was born in 1997, and in November of 2004 I moved to Australia, so 7 years later. And I mean, nothing significant crazy happened when I was 14, because I was growing up, I was a young boy.
Oh, so there's a pattern, except when there's not. Isn't that so interesting how selectively conspiracy theorists and the paranoid will, like, they'll so selectively choose patterns. They'll be like, every 7 years something happens, except the second thing, except when I was 14, which would be a necessary thing in the thing to make it a pattern of 777, right? So from 0 to 7, at 7 years old, something happened, and then at 14, nothing happened, and then presumably you're gonna say something at 21 happened, which, like, shouldn't you say every 14 years, then? Feels like you're really trying to force the 7 thing. Bravo Needs Bacon says, so if the rapture happens, does that mean I don't have to pay my student loans? Asking for a friend named me. Nope. That's gonna follow you till you die. The government says, give me money!
Through puberty, but 7 years later, from the age of 14, at the age of 21...
In fairness, I don't know if your loans are through the government. Mine were, and are.
I felt the call of God to leave my father's household, just like Abraham called... just like God called Abraham to leave his father's household, to go on this journey. And I did, because I gave my life to the Lord, and I said I would go wherever you call me to, and I would do whatever you want me to. And so in 2018, at the age of 21, 7 years later, from the age of 14, I, felt the call of God to leave, and I left. And that 7-year cycle ended earlier this year in February 2nd exactly. And I knew I was stepping to a new season, a new 7-year cycle with the Lord this year. But I've been in this transition period. So since about February all the way till now, I've been in a transition period because you don't just like change from one season to another immediately.
Okay. I think we probably have enough of this guy. I hope he gets help. Because, like, what's he, like... He can't, like... Can he just keep doing this every week forever for the rest of his life? Is he just going to be pushing it back a week?
Jesus Christ, Lord of Lords, King of Kings, the Alpha and the Omega is coming. The times are changing. Sounding the shofar every day until Jesus comes.
The shofar is like a Hebrew horn made out of like a ram's horn. You blow it. Makes noise. The Devil You Know says, everyone talks about their walk with the Lord. No one mentions that the leash is around their necks. Oof. Afghanistan, what do you want me to wear for the hats off?
On October 7th, the 3 days of darkness will begin. For Israel, it will begin around noontime. For Eastern Standard Time, it will begin around 5 a.m. The light...
Well, that didn't happen.
Something like the...
No change, you just have too many points. I'm not taking your points for nothing. Keep your points. Rejected.
The northern lights will appear in the sky at 3 a.m. So tonight, around 3 a.m., the lights will...
We must keep the channel points market liquid. We will have quantitative stability.
The sky, that's something like the northern lights all over the world. And then for about 2 hours later, the darkness will fall. So around 5 a.m., the darkness will fall and the whole world will be plunged into darkness. And that will be when the 3 days of darkness begins. For Israel, it'll be around noontime. And then on the third day, I believe, is when we will get taken to the air to meet the Lord in the air. And
Lucas Dawn says, I have 1.4 million channel points. Oh, Lord.
So shall we ever...
Altered Undying, thanks for 36 months, by the way. This sub-baby's name is going to be Kirk Cameron II. You're welcome. He loves bananas, and to be wrong.
Be with the Lord.
Hydrate,
On
will do.
September 23rd and the 24th, on the Julian calendar, is when Jesus will come to take his church. So Jesus descends from heaven, and he stays in the air for about 3 days, and then he gets us, he raptures us.
What's he do in the air for 3 days? You just chill? You just like, damn, I wish I had my phone so I could listen to Spotify or something. He just chills in the air? Seems like it'd be cold, but what do I know? I've never just been able to fly before. There's a juggle command. Let me get my balls.
On the third day, I believe. And, I mean, it could happen, like, within one of these 3 days, but I believe on the third day. And when Jesus descends, of course, the whole world is going to be in darkness. That will be the 3 days of darkness, which will begin around 5 a.m. Eastern Time on October 7th. And the lights will appear around 3 a.m. So tonight, around 3 a.m., the lights will appear in the sky. All over the world. This is for Eastern Standard Time. On God's heavenly calendar, we're in Nisan. Specifically, October 6th is Nisan 20. And October 7th is Nisan 21. And that is when the 3 days of darkness will begin. That is what people have seen in their dreams and their visions when they see 21 to 23. And also, this one amazing sister in the Lord who took down her video, I didn't get to see it, but a brother in Christ said some of her words to me. And she saw that on Friday is when it will be the 21st, Saturday will be the 22nd, and the 23rd will be Sunday. Okay, this is on Nisan, yes. Tomorrow, October 7th, is Nisan 21st, which will be Friday on God's heaven.
I wonder how he's doing now that the rapture didn't happen when he thought again. Kinda sad. Hope those people have some self-reflection. Kinda doubting it, though. Alright, let's take a look at the bingo card, and we'll be done with Rapture stuff for today. Oh no, I didn't clear off the bingo card. None of this is correct. Give me a sec to take these off, and we'll refresh it. Okay, let's see. I know we had overt anti-Semitism on the bingo card because of Marantz. Where the heck is overt anti-Semitism? Other than out of Marantz's mouth. Overt anti-Semitism. What else did we have? I know we had at least one or two others. We had moves goalposts, that's for sure, which I think is somewhere over here. Doot, 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 doot. Moves goalposts, question mark? Where is? Do your own research. And where is moves goalposts? I know I'm just missing it. 56? Thank you. Sometimes I just get blind to the spaces. Alright, anything else? Marantz is doing anti-Semitism now, apparently. He did a call-in to a streamer, and he basically said he thinks that Jews control the world and the world of finance, and that all the bad things in the world happen because of them. It's not good. Yeah, he's straight up JQing. It's not good. He's JQing off, if you will. Hannah puts head in hands. I don't think I had that. At least I don't recall. Word salad. I don't know about that one either. The stuff they said made sense. Like, it's not true, but it was not internally inconsistent as far as I can tell. Oh, we did have Hannah mention Blu-rays, though, that's for sure, because I showed you guys the one thing. Okay. Let's see what's next. Oh, let's watch the Michael Jackson thing. Let's get this out of the way. So sorry. This is that terrible psychic that's, like, comically bad, and she's gonna channel Michael Jackson. Famous alleged kitty diddler. Ugh.
Hi everyone. Thank you for watching. By law, I have to tell you that this is for entertainment purposes only.
That's a new disclaimer.
All videos are property of Psychic Liz Cross, LLC. Thank you.
Hey, welcome everybody. It's Mr. Reality back, and I'm joined with Psychic Medium.
How do the spirits feel attuning to someone whose psychic business is an LLC? Does that, like, hurt the spiritual vibes at all, or do the spirits, like, also have a CPA that they discuss finances with?
Channeler Liz Cross. Liz, how are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you.
A popular question in your comment section on YouTube is Michael Jackson. Here's a video of him from Thriller. If you're not a member, or if not you do remember this, Michael Jackson was very, very famous in the 1980s, 1990s, 2000s, until tragically he died. I thought we could channel him and ask him some questions about his life, his times, and what he's working on next.
Yeah.
Not a hell of a lot, I'd think, right? Now he actually looks like one of the extras from oh shit, Thriller. Fuck, I forgot Thriller.
Yeah, absolutely. Fire away.
Tell us what MJ looks like now with you there. If you could present us with what he's wearing, how he looks.
Ooh.
Please tell me he is actively wearing the red jacket from Thriller. Please tell me that Michael Jackson is dressed as his platonic ideal from Thriller.
You remember the outfit he wore for the song Beat It?
Oh, no, okay. She's more of a Beat It fan. Okay, all right. Wait, that's a different red jacket, right? It's got more zippers, right? Michael Jackson Beat It jacket. Yeah. Still a red jacket, but it's got, like, zippers and stuff that the Thriller jacket does not.
Beat It? Yeah, that's a good one.
Beat It? That's what...
I always dress up in my most famous outfit when I'm talking with people. That's how people are, right? They dress like their platonic ideals from people's memories. Bittergrin says, actually, Tupac, and Biggie are all collabing on a new Afterlife album.
What he's wearing.
Tupac and Biggie squashed that beef after they both died, I'm guessing.
He's wearing that one. He chose that one.
Mm-hmm,
How long has he known we're going to talk to him?
How long have you known that we were going to... Ooh, for a while now.
Wait, is Michael psychic? He psychically knew that psychics were going to talk to him? Is it just psychics all the way down?
How often does he get channeling requests?
How often do you get you? Frequently.
I don't know how to break this to these people. Michael Jackson, I don't think he would want to do interviews with you guys. Like, I'll just state my opinion on Michael Jackson here. If anyone gives a shit, who cares? He's a dead celebrity. Who cares? I think Michael Jackson was a pedophile that hurt children. You don't have to agree with me on that. I'm not mad at you if you don't think so. Like, it's just my opinion based on the evidence that I've seen. I don't think the guy wants to hang out and talk to psychics who are going to ask prying questions about his disgusting proclivities, right?
Can he turn him down?
Also, do you remember the song Leave Me Alone? Has anyone seen Moonwalker? I own Moonwalker on Blu-ray, because of course I do. I have a problem. Anyway, it's a song all about how he wants to be left alone.
No.
Really? Oh, well, thanks for coming.
Am I misremembering this, or does he turn into a robot in that movie at some point? Does Michael Jackson turn into a robot in Moonwalker? Or did I hallucinate that?
I'm an MJ. What are you working on? What's your day?
Have I seen how they handled him in the Weird Al story? I did see that movie, but I don't remember how they handle it.
Like,
oh, don't they say that Michael Jackson is parodying Weird Al or something?
He works on meditation. He is really trying to work.
Once you're dead, why meditate? What do you even have to worry about? What are you trying to be more at one with? You're dead. You're about as one with everything as you can be, right? Your ectoplasm.
Work on his vibration. He does this by meditating, and he says he emits some sort of tones or sounds energetically. His
can
vibration,
you do that?
sorry, let me give this to you. His vibration is really low. And well, according to him, his personal thoughts, feelings, and opinions, and he's trying to raise.
These are the personal thoughts and feelings of a dead man, okay? She's not responsible for the words coming out of her mouth just because she's the one making them up and pretending they're that of a dead man.
It before he has his next lifetime down here. Sorry, what was the question?
Is that a thing you can do? We haven't talked to other people that meditate over there.
Is that a thing? Well, he's trying it. He doesn't know if it's working or not, but he's definitely trying.
How do you know if meditation is working?
Well, good luck.
Just like vibe it out.
We hope it helps. What's he working on?
Did I know Michael Jackson was in the Flintstones? Michael Jackstone? When was this from? Oh, the Flintstones kids. I wonder if I have that one. Because I do have some of the Flintstones kids on DVD. Not the whole series.
Besides that, and how was his day today? What was he working on? Is he always meditating? Does he hang out with people? Does he see fans? Does there Neverland over there?
Please don't build a pedophile child grooming ranch in heaven. I don't think Jesus would like that very much. When he said, "Come unto me, little children," I don't think that's what he meant.
Ooh, do you hang out with people? Not really. He lives a very isolated existence up there. He has a grandmother in spirit, and there's also a sibling in spirit. But other than that, he likes to stay well away from everyone, and he likes to think in solitude.
Wow. That's a bit like his end of his life when he was sort of self-isolating. What's the reason for that? Does he feel like he needs healing? Does he feel like...
Are they just gonna blatantly ignore all of the allegations of, like, child abuse against the dude?
There just aren't people...
Like, I thought they would at least, like, be like, oh yeah, none of that's true. They would just, like, hand wave it. They seem to be ignoring it altogether.
Worthy? Is he intimidated by people?
Why do you like to isolate? It's just he doesn't want any outside ideas or outside information. He wants to be the orchestrator of his next lifetime. This lifetime was so screwed up. He just said that.
A little bit, yeah.
It was a mess. And he doesn't want that ever again.
How many lifetimes has he had as a human being before Michael Jackson?
Please tell. I really hope they say, like, he had lifetimes as, like, famous musicians before. That's my favorite thing, is when people who believe in, like, the pop culture, like, woo-woo new age version of reincarnation, when they're like, oh yeah, this famous musician was also Johann Sebastian Bach. Like, every famous musician has to come from a pool of, like, the same 5 souls, all just taking turns as the world's most famous musicians. It's such a strange, myopic view of the world that, like, there are only so many souls, and they all have specific jobs.
About 2.
Culkin admitted there was too much smoke to deny fires, but he said he never saw anything happening. Yeah, Macaulay Culkin was too famous, right? Macaulay Culkin was so famous and powerful by the nature of that fame and that money. Jackson would not have been able to take advantage of him in the same way. I guess I should say he could have taken advantage of him, but there would have probably been consequences because Culkin's family would have had the money and resources and clout within Hollywood, within the world in general, to actually do something. Like, there's a reason that Jackson allegedly targeted, you know, just random nobody kids.
250.
Was this the most famous lifetime, or had he been famous in other lifetimes?
No, this was his only famous lifetime.
Oh, look at that. They did it. Reincarnation on the bingo card.
Does he... I know there were some allegations about him. We'll get to those shortly, but I wanted to talk about the allegations of his father, who was very abusive, Joe Jackson, who's passed away. Does he still have a contract that he needs to fix with Joe Jackson, his father?
He doesn't want Joe Jackson anywhere near him.
Tell us more about that.
Why? Because he's not good for his soul. Listen, what I am getting very strongly is he is trying to cleanse his soul as much as possible. The last lifetime, as he said, was so terrible and so chaotic and full of highs, full of lows, more lows than highs. He says even the stage...
MJ answers quick. Yeah, everyone after they die turns into the micro machines, man. They can get in answers real quick.
Stage performances, even the fans, in the end, it was no good. It wasn't helpful. It couldn't bring him out of the depths of despair. He doesn't want Joe Jackson anywhere near him. Did Joe Jackson make... See, a lot of this was Joe Jackson's doing. It was sign on the dotted line. Here's the contract, you know? I've got a great idea for us all.
Yeah, Joe had 11 kids.
Is she aware of, like, the abuse beyond just the professional stuff, but, like, you know, the abuse? Because she's not really talking about it.
By the way, 10 of them were from his wife. Does he hang out with Lisa Marie Presley at all?
No.
Was that just a marriage of convenience, or was there real love there? Did he understand love?
Did you love Lisa? I mean, he did love her, but it wasn't romantic. Not according to him.
Did he love Brooke Shields?
Did you love Brooke Shields? I mean, he thought he did. He fantasized about her. But again, when he was around anyone,
hey Diogenes,
there
how's
was
it going?
a clear intimacy disorder. So, you know, I want you around me, but I can't be close to you.
What is that from the abuse that he suffered at the hands of his father early on?
Mostly, yes, and the siblings.
He got traumatized by siblings. Like, tell us about that. What did they do?
Well, they were all engaging in molestation with each other.
Oh, well, that's certainly a claim to make about a bunch of people, some of whom are still alive. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. That's defamatory. Can you get more defamatory than that? Can you get more defamatory than saying a bunch of people as children molested each other with no evidence? Oh my.
Ick. And double ick.
Yeah, I am gonna change videos. Too much. Too much. Jesus Christ. I'm tired, boss. All right, moving on.
Now check out this interesting video. This is probably one of the most important videos you'll ever see. I stumbled upon this video not that long ago, not sure how or why, but 14 minutes into this video he starts talking.
I feel like I just read it for the first time.
About the occult or the Illuminati and what their big plans are for the end time. They are going to create what I believe is a fake rapture. They call it a real rapture. We know that the millennial reign's already happened. It would be a fake rapture. But what follows after?
He thinks the rapture already happened like thousands of years ago and we're already living in the end times and we don't know it, and that Jesus, that Satan is in control.
Afterwards is what is frightening. They're going to crash a system. They're going to cause problem after problem. People are going to starve. You're going to have to go to a FEMA camp or go to your government for help, etc. So I'm going to add this video onto the end of this video so you can all click on the white box or whatever. You have to watch this video around 14 minutes into it. It is very important. It is frightening. Some of you, I'm sorry to say, you may be murdered at a FEMA camp or a government facility.
Yeah, maybe. What are you gonna do? Aliens or demons on the bingo card? Indeed.
In a fake tribulation scenario. So I'm sure that some of you know about.
Yeah, let's bring up this decade-old comedy that almost no one remembers. That's fine.
This movie maybe came out 10 years ago. I've never watched it, but
it's fine. It's relatively funny. It's exactly what you assume it is based on the poster.
They do promote a so-called rapture event. This is very alarming. You know, there should be red flags going up when Hollywood...
In terms of James Franco and Seth Rogen movies, might be my second favorite next to The Interview.
Starts promoting...
I've never seen Pineapple Express, though.
Promoting a rapture, you know there's a deception coming. Now, I do have a theory about the fake rapture. Try to imagine that the Illuminati has 100,000 little clone babies or children. They're not real humans, and they're going to be used for the fake rapture to help.
I feel like I feel like you're assuming a lot there. Could we go back and take these claims a little slower? Hold on.
100,000 little coming. Now, I do have a theory about the fake rapture. Try to imagine that the Illuminati has
Illuminati on the bingo card. All right, we got that. Carpcosian with a 5-stream streak says, sometimes people get unlucky and have to live during the plague or crisis of the 3rd century. Do the best you can and live. I'm trying, bitch. I'm trying.
Has 100,000 little clone babies or
clones on the bingo card.
Children, they're not real humans, and they're going to be used for the fake rapture to help deceive the world, like all
Project Bluebeam on the bingo card.
All these children are missing, they're all gone, when in fact they're like little clone fake children. You got to understand, the devil is going...
If they're fake children, who's going to notice they're missing? They don't have parents.
To produce an epic production with this fake rapture and fake tribulation, etc., etc. And I'm sure when the power grid is down for 16 to 18 days and then power is restored and all the grocery stores are empty, you know, windows busted out, everything.
It was a bold choice of him in the editing to not pick a singular image to stand in for clothes lying in the street. He's just like, here's a Google image page. Is this editing?
They're probably going to start showing clothes all over the sidewalk and the street saying people have disappeared.
Is this the rapture again? Not quite. He thinks that the rapture is going to be faked by the world governments or something. Project Bluebeam.
All over the world and on when it's a epic staged event.
Predictive programming for the end? I would say yes. He's using that as an example, so I think he's implying predictive programming.
And I don't really need to say much about this. This pretty much speaks for itself. It's the Hollywood, the devil, promoting the coming fake rapture.
That's definitely predictive programming, so for sure.
Now, my heart really does go out for a lot of these Christians that are going to be utterly deceived. They believe their television. They believe, they've been indoctrinated by these ministers and television evangelists about the rapture, and we're all going to be caught away. And when they are left here after the fake rapture, it's going to be despair and depression and poverty and etc., etc.
Good thing we don't have despair, depression, or poverty right now, guys. Can you imagine what a nightmare that would be?
But you know what it is going to produce? It's going to separate the real chosen ones of Yahweh and the fake chosen ones, the church goats.
It's interesting how this ultimately comes down to cosmically wanting to be told that you were right and everyone else was wrong. It's kind of sad, isn't it? Like, they so badly just want the universe to be like, you were right! That's not how things work.
The people that have been part of the religious clubs for the last 40 years, the fake rapture and fake tribulation is going to put them to the test. So try to imagine 25 million demons are all going to be in their positions in the graveyards when the fake rapture epic production happens, and these demons are going to cause explosions in these graveyards to make it look like people have been removed from the graves. In fact, this epic production is going to be so great that even the skepticals, people that have mocked Christians over the years, or that rapture thing, they're going to believe that this event really took place. And let us not...
Man, they love that Illuminati card game.
...forget the Illuminati card game, which even reveals the planned out fake rapture.
It doesn't reveal anything. It's utilizing already pre-existing conspiracy tropes. That's the game. For those that don't know, the card game Illuminati is like a card game that's sort of a tongue-in-cheek, like it's themed after conspiracies, but in a tongue-in-cheek way, right? It's very tapped into conspiratorial tropes, and it uses those tropes to create cards for the game. It's not predictive programming. It's not the originator of any of these tropes. It is already taking pre-existing beliefs from conspiracy communities and adapting them to a trading card game.
I believe it's probably going to be 2031 or 2033, somewhere around there. Should be.
Why would they have to remove people from their graves to fake the rapture? Because people who believe in the pre-tribulation rapture believe that the bodies of Christians will be restored and pulled out of graves and taken to heaven.
Be the time frame.
Like, literally, they believe that, like, the graves are going to open and corpses are going to fly up to heaven like Poochie. Yeah, don't know what to tell you about that other than that's what they believe.
Name of the coming fake rapture.
Because the spirits of the Christians are already in heaven, but their body comes to, like, recombine with them.
So for all the people that know that the 1,000-year millennial reign's already happened, I want you to try to understand how they're going to intertwine a fake Antichrist figure tribulation. How are you going to intertwine that with the camp of the saints being surrounded, New Jerusalem being tricked as a alien ship or city? Well, if you have the Antichrist, let's say that halfway through the tribulation, the Illuminati or the governments start coming against the fake Antichrist figure, and he's...
Maybe All Done Dying. A lot of them are online already, so I can find them online. I also have the rules somewhere. Yeah, here's the rules to the Illuminati card game. I don't have any of the cards, but I do have a rule set from eBay. Got a little Illuminati triangle. Yeah. I would like to get the cards someday. I think some people do sell them on eBay, but this game's been out of print for many years at this point.
exposed as an alien, or all nations need to unite to try to fight against him. And
did he cite Camp of Saints? That's a neo-Nazi novel. I don't know if he was citing that specific book. The Camp of Saints is a phrase in Rapture eschatology. So, it might just be that they're getting the name for the book from that eschatology.
His alien ship or whatever, you can see how if you portray him as an alien and his big giant floating ship thing is right up there by the North Pole, all nations need to unite and go fight against him. We need to put an end to this Antichrist figure. You can see how they could intertwine a counterfeit tribulation in with the final prophecy, which involves the camp of the saints being surrounded, fire coming down, destroying all of them, etc., etc.
Hermetic Cuttlefish with 40 months at tier 2 says, I have a ton of Illuminati New World Order cards, although I never managed to get the Hitler's brain in a jar one. Ooh, that sounds like a fun one.
Now, I don't mean to get off on the subject, but this is very important knowledge, because there are a lot of phony baloney government paid shills. They are the devil's little season shills, and you can always tell who they are because, number one, they show their face on YouTube and they have a semi-professional microphone and they just keep making videos and videos.
If you have decent audio, you're a shill. That's a strange cope for you not being able to do your job correctly or your hobby or whatever. Let's see. Fennikagami says, congrats on replacing, Zionist apologist hacks. Let's not not denigrate other people that you don't like in order to praise me. Do those things separately. Okay. Anyway, Hannah says, anyway, can I just say that with our government currently laying siege to our country, I really have no patience for these people's devil's psyop manufactured crisis conspiracies. Yeah, it is a little tired considering all the shit that's going on in the world.
Videos, they do not have a job.
I have good audio. Am I a shill? I have good audio. Are your ears okay?
They get a monthly check from an agency that is controlled by the Illuminati. They are gatekeepers for the Illuminati, and
where's my check, Illuminati? Where's my check?
One of their main agendas is to protect the mockery, slandering name Jesus instead of saying the word Yeshua the Christ. Okay, the name Jesus is a mockery, slandering word to the real Savior of the world. So something else I've noticed is they keep portraying that city way over there that calls itself Rome, which is not Rome. The real ancient Rome sits on 7 hills, and what a coincidence that Washington, D.C. also sits on 7 hills.
Oh, he thinks that ancient Rome was in the United States. Oh.
This is a territory where St. Peter was crucified.
Is the CIA paying me? Do you think that the CIA would pay a trans leftist to produce content? I think they'd cut my head off, more likely. Especially these days.
Down, and what you are looking at right here is the palace of St. Peter during the 1,000-year millennial reign. Do you all understand? Whenever you see these breathtaking buildings, what you are really looking at is the palace or the home of the glorified saints during the millennial reign, and they were like regional man.
Doesn't understand architecture on the bingo card. Fennikagami says, for real then, my wife and I watched your essay and loved it. We're excited for the next one. Thank you. I'm excited too.
Managers or authority over a large region. Does everybody understand? This is the territory that St. Peter was crucified upside down. And just some more knowledge. There is a high possibility that Nero could have been the Antichrist figure that sacrificed a pig on the altar, etc., etc. I do know the scriptures, John says in the book of Revelation that he that was, but is not now, will come again. So imagine 1,300 years ago, he's talking about a figure that was someone in the past that could have been Nimrod, and he will come again, like that, like they cloned Nimrod. See, I'm not for sure if it was Nimrod or Nero, because Nero, if he was a real legitimate person, he would have been in the right place of powerful authority not long before the Yeshua and the rapture and the tribulation, all that. So, but it ultimately doesn't matter, because whoever it was, they're being tortured as we speak.
Were the folks in orange shirts and tin hats a specific group you found footage of? It was hilarious. Oh, in the video? No, that's stock footage. I have a subscription to a stock footage subscription service, so I just searched conspiracy theorists, and they have whole categories of stock footage that's people in tinfoil hats.
Speak in a horrible lake of fire. And something else that's very important, how to point out the devil's little seasoned shills that get a monthly check from an agency that's controlled by the Illuminati. They are heavy about always using that name Jesus. Now, remember, for all the...
Jesus is just what they call him in English. Oh my God, it's not a conspiracy.
Real chosen ones of Yahweh, you do not ever need to promote or advertise the name Jesus, because Satan and his criminals, they are more than happy.
Satan and his criminals. Referring to demons as criminals feels like it's downplaying the theological weight of what a demon is.
To promote this name and this hilarious character. They will even put it on the cover of their popular magazines. See this? Now the person...
If it makes you feel better, the term popular magazine is now an oxymoron, so...
they do not want to put on there is the black Hebrew, who is Yeshua the Christ, the real...
accidentally based on the bingo card.
Savior of the world.
Get fucked, white Jesus.
And I just like to point out, for all the real chosen ones of Yahweh, the only reason why you experience his powerful Holy Spirit through this mockery name is because he's trying to let you know that you belong to his group. All right? I'm pretty sure that around 90% of everyone you've ever met in your entire life will not be found worthy to make it into heaven. 10% is the real chosen ones. And a lot of them, they're not going to have an easy, pampered life. They get harassed or disrespected. They got to put up with these evil heart characters and on, and just like problem after problem after problem. His real chosen ones, somebody said in a church one time that the ones that he loves the most, he beats the hell out of them. So sorry about your luck, but for most of the real chosen...
That sounds like a very abusive religious concept. The worse your life is, the more God loves you. Yikerinos. That is big, why did you make me hit you energy.
Chosen ones, it's not going to be an easy road for you. Sorry. Now, the reason why my theory is 90% of everyone you ever met is not going to be found worthy, 10% will, because a lot...
I would say, if you, let's say that you're a Christian and you view life as basically a test, right? And at the end, those who pass the test go to heaven, and those that fail go to hell. If 90 to 99% of the students fail your class, they're not bad students. You're a bad teacher. You know what I mean? Just sounds like, if you believe this, you believe God built a machine, and that machine's purpose is to create people to torture for eternity, right? The purpose of a machine is what it does, and if the universe is created by the Christian God as a big machine, and the end result of that machine is the vast majority of human beings being tortured for eternity in hell, then it's a big machine made to torture most human beings for eternity, right? I don't know why they don't see this. The entire theology is very strange. I don't get it. Yes, we'll go over the bingo card after this.
A lot of people that have a college degree, they believe in their heart that they are superior or better than most people, all right?
That feels like weird projection. I don't think most people with a college degree think that makes them better than people without one. Hydrate will do.
They are the exact character that Yeshua does not want contaminating his glorious kingdom. See,
no educated people in heaven.
If you think that these proud, arrogant people on their deathbed can say a simple prayer, do you accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior? You do? Okay, well, you're on your way to heaven. You are utterly deceived. The scripture...
That's so interesting. So if you go to college, you can never go to heaven. This guy's got some issues with education, I think. Interesting.
Make it very clear that you have to do Yahweh's will to make it into his kingdom, and his will involves a lot more than some simple generic prayer. That is why I don't really like church all that much. I'm not really big on it. Unless you really feel Yahweh's powerful presence, church is nothing more than a religious club where not very many people get a positive effect out of it. All right, now, I don't mean to get off track on, the whole prepper thing and how we need to outsmart these people, but I'm just pointing out how to detect or understand what's the point of these devil's little seasoned shills all over YouTube. They are gatekeepers, and they do not ever talk about the fact that we found where the Tower of Babel was located.
Oh, you... All right, let me tell you what probably happened here. So the Americas were colonized by primarily Europeans, right? Europeans whose religion was Christianity. Christianity, of course, the Tower of Babel, is famous in the Old Testament, which appears in the Bible in Christianity. So presumably, looks like Mount Babel is in Quebec. Presumably at some point, some French people, because it's Quebec, were there and found a big mountain. And they were like, shit, let's name this big tall mountain Babel, after the Tower of Babel. The very famous story from our religion. It doesn't mean it's the Tower of Babel. They named it after the story. It doesn't mean it is the Tower of Babel. They named it after the story.
We know that Pennsylvania is where Noah's Ark landed.
We know what? I don't know where that claim's coming from.
Pennsylvania is where Noah's Ark landed. We know that Babylon the Great...
We all know that, obviously.
Great was in the territory of New York.
It's named after Catholic missionary Louis Babel. Okay, well, there you go. I was wrong about it. Still has an explanation. Thank you, Carpcosian.
Severe judgment came upon this territory maybe 1,300 years ago, and et cetera, et cetera. So they're going to try to, make you believe that that land way over there that calls itself Egypt or Israel is the historic biblical...
Is this guy Moorish? I don't think so, but they don't have a monopoly on believing that the United States is the secret location of biblical lands. That's sort of a American conspiratorial Christian narcissist thing, where they assume, oh, the Bible's the most important book in the universe, and America's the most important country in the universe, so obviously America has to be biblical. That's it. It's the vibes. It's vibes. Vibe-based conspiracy on the bingo card.
Locations when it is clearly not. This land that they call the New World is in fact the ancient Old World, all right? Yeshua and Joseph and Mary fled the territory of Jerusalem down towards Egypt, which, is most likely in the California area. And here's just more truth in plain sight. The Illuminati even allowed the Red Sea to stay on these old maps. This is where the Hebrews fled went across the Red Sea into the wilderness for 40 years. This is why I'm very suspicious about the location of Las Vegas. I believe that it makes so much sense that that is where ancient Jerusalem was at. That's why the devil has turned that location into this epic city like no other in the entire world.
Las Vegas is secretly Jerusalem. Uh-oh. Nobody tell Netanyahu. He's gonna start sending settlers to Vegas. Oh no. Fenekagami says, here's something that confuses me about Rapture theology. They talk about being killed by demons as if it's the worst possible thing, but if those left behind convert to Christianity, dying just gets them to heaven, which is the goal, right? So I guess the thing I find confusing is heaven supposed to be closed or something? Like dying after the Rapture means you only go to hell? Like others as the I told you so or the way to skip the war. What's so special about the Rapture? No, most of them believe that you can be saved after a pre-tribulation rapture during the 7 years of... what do they call it? The 7 years that Jesus, or that the Antichrist is in charge of things or whatever.
Because he wants to mock and disrespect the Savior of the world.
Can we have incorrect word origin for Mount Babel? Yes.
So remember, if you wanted to expose or call out
tribulation, thank you. 7 years of tribulation.
About the devil's little seasoned shills, this is obviously a good way to do it because the rivers that is called America is actually Egypt. This lines up with script.
The Mississippi is the Nile River? Yes.
Sure, perfectly for the land of Egypt. And they do not ever want to talk about this or promote it because...
they don't want to talk about my crazy bullshit, so obviously it's a conspiracy. I talked about this in the MedBed video, but this is a problem with conspiracy, is at a certain point, when people start calling you crazy and a conspiracy theorist, you start believing that that's evidence that you're right, instead of, you know, recognizing that it's the opposite. Just a Peach says, Vegas needs more people. They have a bad economy. Well, that's what they get for voting for Donald Trump. So, I don't know what to tell them.
The agency that gives them their monthly...
I feel bad for people who didn't vote for Trump, or at least people who voted for Kamala, considering those were the options.
Does not want this information out there, that they don't want people focused on the fact that America is in fact Egypt. So let's figure out some intelligent ways to try to outsmart the illuminated group that's going to try to kill you in maybe 10 years up the road. Listen, find someone across town that maybe you trust and you start funneling them cash money and they buy 10, 12 years worth of long-term shelf life food. And then, you know, you slowly take it to your basement or your underground bunker facility. You do not want to leave a money trail leading to you or your property trying to survive the fake tribulation. All right? And something else, you always want to keep your cell phone home. Keep it home. If you're going to start moving food or moving products, you want to keep any kind of GPS device, just keep it at home because things are being recorded. All right, the people that they are looking for are the ones that are going to attempt to outsmart them or survive their fake tribulation. Does everybody understand? And remember, it's not just food that you need to think about storing up on. You need to store on years and years of toilet paper, dry soap. Remember, dry soap will probably last forever. And you need to think about some kind of plastic things to take, you know, if you got to go to the bathroom and you're in a basement with no plumbing, you're going to have to capture your stinky doo-doo, put it in some kind of Ziploc, take it out to a 55-gallon drum containers. You have to think about what
Yeah, you just gotta shit in a Ziploc bag and throw it in an oil drum. Why not? That's the future, okay? Might not like it, but that's peak performance, shitting into a Ziploc freezer bag.
Waste, you have to, I mean, it's way more than just food and water, all right? What's going to happen if you have...
Like, even in a, like, am I crazy? Even in a survival situation, that doesn't make sense, right? Like, you would, like, dig a latrine or something, right? Like, am I crazy? Like, throughout human history, the solution to human waste has never been put it in a plastic bag and put it in an oil drum, right? Like, it decomposes over time, so you should just, like, bury it somewhere? Why are you adding plastic to the scenario? What are we doing? Oh.
Have a cavity and you need a tooth removed. What are you going to do? I mean, are you going to have a small amount of, I hate to say the word cocaine, to numb up a tooth and have somebody take a pair of
I
pliers?
hate to say the word cocaine, but find some cocaine. I like that he's just advising you to find cocaine somewhere. Maybe I'm not very social, but if you put a gun to my head and say, find me cocaine, you have 24 hours, I got nothing. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to find you cocaine. I'm sorry. You can shoot me. Green guy with a tip says, I would be growing food, so I'd be pooping in my garden. There you go. That's good use of resources.
And try and take your tooth out without it getting infected. I mean, there's way more than just food and water. You all really need to think about this. Now, I will say this, there are simple solutions on storing up water. You can buy all kinds of containers, put a small drop or two.
For the love of God, please don't mix up your water tub and your stinky poo tub.
Of bleach in that water. It will kill all the bacteria. You can seal it up and the water will be just fine as long as the containers are not petroleum-based plastic. So storing up on water should not be a problem. Now, one of my favorite clever strategies, let's say you had $500,000 in the bank and you're determined...
A clever strategy that requires you to have $500,000 liquid cash. It's definitely a brilliant strategy and not an insane nonsense thing to say.
Determined to outsmart these people in their fake rapture, fake tribulation. Try to imagine you buy an old ran down farm that has a large barn. This would be a perfect location to build an underground facility. Remember, I think it's once a month in every county in every state, they have drones where they fly over the county, they take video, they record everything, put it into a computer, and then that computer determines if there's any changes in the land.
What?
Let's say someone's building a big deck or installing a new pool. They will find that location, that address, and charge them more money in taxes. They're always looking for ways to charge people with more taxes.
Is that even an efficient way to check and make sure people are doing building permits?
So if you're building an underground bunker out in the woods, those drones that are recording are going to see there's a change in this area, and they're going to evaluate it, look at it, and you are already busted. Your secret underground bunker, you're already screwed. Now, if you buy an old ran down farm and you are building an underground bunker inside the barn, no one would have a clue in the world what you are doing. So there are clever ways to attempt to outsmart these scumbags, all right? And something that's just a no-brainer would be a propane generator. Remember, propane will last forever. In 25 years, propane will still be flammable. It will still get the job done. I strongly recommend, if you have the money, buy 2 or 3 generators and an enormous amount of...
Wow, he is really just assuming that the people watching this video have tons of disposable cash lying around. We need you to spend $500,000 on some property so you can build a doomsday bunker and then 3 propane generators.
Propane. It is a wise investment. Something else is these high dollar battery banks. This would be something great to hook up to a solar panel. You could run a small television and a Nintendo Wii. You're going to need,
This guy's living his best life mentally in 2007, isn't he? A Nintendo Wii.
Movies.
Sir, that's like a 20-year-old gaming system. What are you talking about?
Something to entertain you.
Oh, Jesus. The Wii is older now than the NES was when I got a Wii, right? Oh, Jesus. I'm so old. Freyline says, so none of you are unlikely to be using human waste as fertilizer, but I do have to warn that raw human waste cannot be used as fertilizer. It needs to be processed before you can put it on crops. Don't tell me where to put my human waste. This is America.
Yourself if you're going to attempt to survive this counterfeit tribulation. And the scenario that really concerns me, what would someone do if they're in a basement with 4 other people and they're determined to survive the fake tribulation and they get a cavity or their teeth needs removed? What are they going to do? I mean, seriously, you're going to need some kind of numbing agent. You're going to need somebody with a pair of pliers. You're going to make sure...
I'm going to be honest. If you tell me, like, I'm not even an uppers person, but I think if you put a bunch of people in a doomsday bunker and there's nothing to do for years, I don't think that cocaine's going to last until someone has a tooth issue. Someone's breaking into the cocaine stash at some point.
That does not get infected. I mean, you have to have knowledge. You have to have certain supplies. It's not just about food and water. I strongly encourage people out there with money.
I don't understand people's obsession with surviving the apocalypse. I'm barely coping living in the most advanced society to ever exist. I don't want to live in a world without society. Society is far from perfect, but, you know, it's better than the alternative. Fenekagami says, so this brings me to something I noticed, how much these people fantasize about societal collapse. So many of these antisocial a-holes fantasize about societal collapse because they have convinced themselves that it's the environment that they'll thrive in, that people will finally think they're cool. It's why our country falling apart doesn't really bother them, and I would argue is the real reason MAGA seems to be trying to destroy society, especially the voters. Yeah, Trey has a whole thing about this. I'll let Trey speak for himself on this, but Trey has talked about that to me at length, and he has done a lot of research and written some stuff about how right-wing people have a very unhealthy obsession with the concept of the apocalypse.
They are going to produce a fake rapture and a fake tribulation. They're going to try to...
Yep, and Trey just DM'd me, said I wrote a big essay about this. Trey, you should do YouTube videos. Do it. I've seen your writing. It's good. You should.
Find you and kill you at whether it's a government facility or a FEMA camp. They're going to try and kill you. So get ready. This should be your #1 priority. It's probably going down in the 2030s, 10 years or less from right now. You already know the national debt is hilariously outrageous. It's all by design, so it's an excuse to crash the system, and on and on. You can see it's getting it's getting closer. So y'all need, your #1 priority would be the fact that you need to figure out ways to outsmart these dirtbags and survive this fake tribulation. I wish you all the best of luck.
All right, let's take a look at the bingo card, shall we? We have vibes-based conspiracy, Project Bluebeam, clones, accidentally based, doesn't understand architecture, incorrect word origin is evidence, satanic, just a peach with the tips is that they had planes fly over every few months in the 90s. Drones would make sense now. My parents bought a picture of their home off the pilot. Oh, that makes sense. Boop, 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 boop. I don't think we have spurious symbology. And surprisingly, we don't have Mark of the Beast. You'd think with the Rapture stuff, but they actually haven't really mentioned it today. Illuminati, Freemasons, Cabal. Aliens are demons. I'll give you Hannah Dies of Laughter. It was a light one, but I was cracking up at the thing earlier, so that's fine. Yeah, he was saying it's fake, so there isn't a mark of the... He didn't say there would be a Mark of the Beast. I think that's it. Is there anything else? Did I miss? Oh, predictive programming. Predictive programming. Oh, and reincarnation. Almost forgot about reincarnation. This one's pretty short. It's only 3 minutes, but this guy has a, I guess, kind of a conspiracy theory on... Well, you'll see. It's very stupid. Sweet Lily Love says, you should add thinks Bible took place in America to the bingo card. That seems to be coming up a lot lately. Yeah, it does.
This is naughty, eh? I'm a naughty boy. And many churches were effeminate already. Masculine.
We gotta look out for those effeminate churches driving men away from the word of the Lord.
Had long been removed from the men. So the best place to be able to get effeminate men was to get them to believe that the church was for the ladies to go to and the men to sit home and watch sport on the couch. So the church took on this effeminate presentation. It got weak. And so there weren't many men in churches. Have you ever seen men? If men were to be masculine, or there was muscle put in the Christianity in the...
Can you explain what you mean by muscle being put into Christianity? Because, like, I'm picturing the Crusades or, like, the Spanish Inquisition, neither of which are bright spots in the history of Christianity.
80s and the 90s, then there would have been an outrage from a secular society already in place that that's not Christian, that you should have men being forward, being masculine. So the church brought into the lie that they are effeminate or neutral, right? So they put they confused or perverted the gospel of love, faith, hope, and love into a squishy, greasy grace, a lovey-dovey thing that scared men away from it because it was effeminate. There was no muscle in the pulpit.
What is he talking about?
Because that only comes through apostles. So they squashed the apostolic ministry, and then they started to create, out of secularism, things like vicars and priests or reverends. Where the hell did that come from? Rev, the reverend, the very rev. Pope, where the hell did that come from? And when you're a square peg trying to fit in a round hole, this is hard.
Jesus. Oh, is there just a montage of Macho Man? like that song. Macho, macho man. I want to be a macho man. Okay, this one's pretty bad. Fair warning, this one is gonna include some weird black Israelite stuff and internalized racism. So fair warning on that.
The Blue Diamond Awakening and the Swan Prophecy.
Oops. It's the wrong one. There we go.
Guys, do you know why the world hates copper-colored people, so-called black people? You know why everybody hates us? It's not because of the color of our skin. Let's throw that out the window. Oh, the color of our skin. That's ridiculous. Nobody hates anybody because the color of their skin.
Unfortunately, they do. Human beings suck a lot in a lot of ways, and our propensity towards, like, ignorant racism is unfortunately a very human thing that a lot of people fall into. So that's unfortunate. Cthulhu Flower with a 7-stream streak says, odds are scarily high Macho Preacher Man will be in crime pages. I'm sure you can guess the likely charges.
They hate blacks because subconsciously they know that we are a waste of potential.
Again, internalized racism, victim blaming for racism. This video's not fun.
It's just as simple as that. Because on a spiritual level,
Green Guy says in, I think, response to someone saying you shouldn't poop in your garden, I'm gonna poop in my garden even harder now. So that's good.
our ancestors were given the greatest task of all humanity, and we completely ignored it.
Uses AI on the bingo card.
We are the children of Israel. We were chosen to restore balance to the world. We were chosen to undo what was done in the Garden of Eden. We were chosen to bring peace and righteousness to the world, to rule over the world in righteousness.
That's a very interesting perception of what he believes a Hebrew identity is. Yikes.
To establish before the nations the glory of the Most High. To eliminate evil from the rulers of the nations. To eliminate wicked people from the earth. To bless the nations and to restore to them knowledge of the right path known as Torah. This is our purpose. If we were to walk in our purpose, we would literally, quite literally, save the world from all types of stuff. We are the only people that have the ability to fix that. We are the only people that have power. They see a power in us. They see the power in us. We are the only people that have the influence. They see the influence in the Negro. They see it. We have influence like no other people on the planet. We have the highest rate of poverty. The highest rate of every single statistical negativity. Yet somehow we still have massive influence on cultures all around the world, on topics all around the world, on music, on just human thought. We have so much influence on that, even though we're at the bottom of society. Imagine if we were on the top.
This is like the most self-flagellating conspiracy I've ever seen. This is genuinely depressing. Fenekagami says, it's interesting that these strong real men, this is in regard to the previous video, never seem to actually pick on a strong opponent. None of these guys ever stand up to cop abuse or government overreach. Hell, they believe that they have the literal most powerful being in the universe at their backs, so they can fight the second most powerful being in the universe. It's interesting that these people only conception of strength is to pick on someone weaker, not challenge an equal or stronger opponent. Usually people who are strong don't feel the need to go around talking all the time about how strong they are.
copper society doing what was right, imagine how much influence we would have over the whole world. And they see the power that we have. They know we have this power subconsciously. They feel it in their spirit, and they see that we walking away from our purpose. If we did what was right, we would make it a trend. We would make it look so stylish, helping the needy, the widow, the fatherless, the orphan, loving our neighbors ourselves, not murdering, not stealing. Just simply, if we promoted stuff like that as a nation, as all of our copper-colored people, all Israel, if we were to just promote that type of stuff, we would make it sound cool. The nations would just run with it because we're doing it. But instead, what do? Sit back and twerk? Sit back and fight each other?
Sit back and twerk, eat hot chip, and lie.
Steal from each other?
Wait, wrong meme.
Push wickedness in our music? So that's why I say we are literally a waste of potential. The amount of power that we have. Joshua reached his hand up and stopped the sun and moon. Do you realize how much power we have over the whole planet? Moses lifted his hands up and split the sea. Took water from a rock.
I mean, the characters you're describing are the instruments of those miracles, but God is the one doing it. So I find it a little weird to act as though the power within those stories was within those characters. Not really. Again, it's more about them being the instrument of God's will. Doesn't really matter. It's all just kind of like, it's mythology, so it's whatever. But I find his interpretation of that interesting.
We can make this whole world a peaceful place. And these people know that, man. All eyes are on the children of Israel. And if you don't know, that's us, who the scriptures describe as a people that is despised and rejected, a people that is not desired, a people that is shut up in the prison houses, a people that is spoiled and robbed.
Yeah, the Bible isn't talking about, like, the modern conception of black people or people of color, right? It's talking about Israelites, and I know he thinks he is, but he's not.
A people that is stricken with madness and blindness and confusion of heart. A people that do not want to serve their God, Yahuwah. And because they continually reject Yahuwah, and because they continue to reject his laws, statutes, and commandments, which were given to us to make our lives better, to prosper us and to multiply us and to prolong our days upon the land of the earth. Because we rejected that, our communities have spiraled into chaos throughout the world.
Jesus Christ, this is sad. This guy's understanding of the world, and again, this happens in conspiracies all the time. The reality of why so many communities around the world who are darker skinned have disadvantage compared to, like, their quote white counterparts or whatever is a multifaceted issue that goes back to the historical issue of, like, colonialism, right, and imperialism, and it continues to today through systemic racism. These are things that exist, right? But that's complicated and involves systemic critique, something that conspiracy theorists aren't really big fans of. They like simple narratives. There's one problem, and it's either a personal issue or a moral issue. It's always very personal, and it imbues ultimate agency into individuals above recognizing the power that sort of these social systems and historical inertia have over our lives. They tend to ignore those things because those things are scary and outside of our control largely. So instead it becomes a narrative of, like, personal weakness, or an out-group targeting you, and that out-group is like the Illuminati or something. Sucks.
We have become divided amongst ourselves. And the nations have taken us, they have exploited us. We have become captives in our own land and captives in all the lands that we have been scattered to. We have been oppressed, robbed, spoiled. We have been enslaved. We have been subjugated. All because we have no knowledge. But it's time for us to get knowledge, because the only reason why they now talk about their black fatigue is because they
What?
are
Is that a phrase people use?
tired
Presumably racists, I would assume.
of seeing
What
us
the fuck?
sin. We are not supposed to be
Jeremy uses it? Well, he's a Nazi, so that makes sense.
stealing. We are not supposed to be murdering. We are not supposed to be committing adultery. We are not supposed to do the things that we do now. And
I have racist asshole fatigue. Tell
and
Jeremy that for me.
is our reproach. It is the very thing that the heathens use to hate us. Because if we were righteous and did what was right in the eyes of the Most High, the nations would almost secondarily worship us only after the God of the heaven and earth that we would have gave them.
It's very scary to me that his only two conceptions of his place in society are either as a subjugated group of people who derision is piled upon, in his mind rightfully, or in a place where people should be worshipping him and people like him. There's no middle ground of just, like, existing in a fair society where people are given opportunities and it has nothing to do with, like, your perceived race or whatever. It's either you're subjugated or you're the one doing the subjugating. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Fenekagami with 40 bits says, oppressed people being heavily influential in culture comes from the fact that strife can be a fertile ground for creativity, and its products can be very resonating because understanding struggles is intuitive to most people. However, peaceful lives can be creative too, so long as they're open-minded. Yes, and especially because we live in a capitalistic society, if you can commodify the creativity of people, even people that are being subjugated by a system or put down by a system, you're going to commodify it, because that's what capitalism do.
That we would have introduced to them. We are already very influential. We are already very gifted in multiple areas. Athletics, music, dance. We're lively people, energetic people. If we didn't sin, we were not a sinful people. Everybody would love to be around us. Everybody would want, they would just be very attracted to us. But again, like I said, our sin has become our reproach. And that's why if we were as a people to enforce in our own communities, thou shalt not murder, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not commit adultery. If we were to not covet our neighbor's property, if we were to do the commandments that Yahuwah gave us, we would be the strongest people, higher than all people upon the earth. But because
why is your goal to be above everyone? That's not good.
We rejected him. He has put us beneath all people upon the earth. We've become a mad people, stricken with blindness and confusion, who gropes in noonday as a blind man gropes in the darkness.
Oh, I hope that guy gets some help, because that level of self-loathing is not healthy. I say that from experience. I'm a pretty self-loathing person. Not fun for you or the people around you. Anyway,
I'm Charlie.
This is what it's coming to, ladies and gentlemen. AI is now the official medium for necromancy, familiar spirits, seducing spirits, and it is blasphemous.
Well, it's creepy, it's a bad use of resources, and I think it is morally reprehensible. I don't know if I'd say blasphemous, but at least we can agree that puppeting the image of people after they're dead ain't great. Ain't great when they're alive either.
Learn what the whole armor of God is, and apply it.
My faith cost me my life, but now I stand forever in glory with those who also stood firm. So at this time, I'd like to introduce you to some of my brothers.
I don't think that this AI's very good. I think it made his eyes too big. Like, I think it tried to even out his face proportions in a way that's unnatural. He looks too normal.
And new friends.
My name is Paul.
All right, then.
And I was beheaded for the gospel of Jesus Christ. My name is Andrew. And I was crucified for following the cross of Christ.
My name is Stephen, and I was stoned for proclaiming Christ as Lord.
My name is Peter, and I was crucified for my faith in Jesus.
My brothers and sisters, root yourself in a Bible-believing church. Pray for your enemies, for our battle is spiritual. It's time to awaken your faith. Rise up, speak truth without fear, and overwhelm the world with Jesus.
The question truly must be asked. What?
The future's horrifying, by the way. I kind of hate it.
Jesus, what spirit are they promoting? Does it stand the test against the Word of God? Are you truly testing the spirits? We've seen the utter deception just since Charlie Kirk, and the Rapture false prophet fervor that overtook many, many Christians. It's so imperative that we truly try the spirits with patience. Don't treasure up these things that you see and hear, for you're falling into a snare and a trap. This is so important.
Fenekagami says, can I point out how fucked it is that the Rapture moved the date of the Rapture to a second anniversary of what Israel is using as their Reichstag fire? I feel like that's intentional for some of them. I don't think so. I think that's coincidence for most of them. I don't know. I can't read the minds of anyone in particular, but I really think you're overthinking it.
First, I want you to know I'm fine, not because my body is fine,
because it's not,
but because my soul is secure in Christ. Death is not the end, it's a promotion. Don't waste 1 second mourning me. I knew the risks of standing up in this cultural moment, and I'd do it all.
The devil you know says I'd rather overwhelm the world with cheeses. Me too.
All over again.
Miss Heyer says most people have already moved on from Charlie Kirk. His internet searches or lack of searches is anything to go by, and Trump moved on mid-sentence. Yeah, stop trying to make Charlie Kirk martyrdom happen. It's not gonna happen. It's so funny that Republicans successfully, I guess not accidentally, they successfully made Americans numb to gun violence, and then someone they liked got shot, and they're all like, why don't you people care? And it's like, you guys told us to move on when a bunch of kindergartners got murdered. Like, what are you talking about? What, do you not know what you've done? Like, are you serious? Oh.
Second, do not let this violence divide us further. The enemy wants chaos, fear, and retaliation. Don't give it to them. Instead, double down on truth. Double down on courage. Double down on your faith and on your families. That is how you honor me. Third, remember this, America is worth it. America is worth it. America is worth it. Free speech is worth it. Fighting for the unborn, for families, for sanity in a culture gone mad. It is all worth it.
I'm sorry, this is just embarrassing.
Worth it. So dry your tears, pick up your cross, and get back in the fight. Do it with joy, do it with strength, and never ever let evil think it won.
Oh boy.
For the last several decades, the church has been the particular target of a massive flood of books and teachings on mysticism, specifically in the form of Jewish mysticism or Kabbalah.
Why is my group that believes in a bunch of esoteric mythology being bombarded with people trying to sell them different esoteric mythology? You're only supposed to believe the stuff I already believe, not new, similar stuff.
The result of this demonic campaign has been a departure from the faith, as many Christians are now looking to the wisdom of the rabbis for answers to their spiritual questions. Like the Gnostics, the Kabbalists view secret knowledge as a path to immortality. Mingled with biblical terminology, these secrets are subtly presented as a means of discovering one's hidden destiny.
I'd say this is thinly veiled, because it's talking about Kabbalah. I'm assuming this book, it's called Kabbalah Secrets Christians Need to Know. In like the 90s and mostly the 90s, it might have been a little bit in the early 2000s, but I think it was in the 90s, there was kind of a trend of like people getting into Kabbalah or like Jewish mysticism. I think Madonna got into it for a while. So I'm assuming this book is from then. It's pretty outdated. I don't think Kabbalah is like super trendy these days, though maybe I missed something.
Destiny, and as a way to becoming more like God. Even as mystical teachings are being covertly brought into the church, what is more astonishing is that many rabbis are openly proclaiming Kabbalah as the only salvation of the world, and that this salvation can only be brought about by a global adherence to the law. It will also demonstrate that the God of today's Babylonian and Kabbalistic Judaism is not the God of the Bible, and that the current convergence of Christians coming under rabbinic authority will bring them not to the one true God of the Bible, but to the subservience of the God of Kabbalah, Ein Sof.
What?
And to its hierarchy of gods. This book will further show that the God of Kabbalah is none other than Lucifer, the serpent and angel of light, whom the sages prophesy will restore knowledge to humanity on a global scale, just as he did in Genesis.
Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood,
but against principalities and powers.
But against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world.
That's my least favorite trope of evangelicals and conspiracy theorist Christians. We're like, we fight not against whatever, but against principalities and powers.
Against spiritual...
We get it. You think very highly of yourself. Please stop.
Wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God.
Okay, moving on.
And so she asked AI that question, and this was...
Ugh, I don't want to do more. I'll hold off on the Charlie... I don't know if you guys know this. Conspiracy theorists are obsessed with the Charlie Kirk thing. So many conspiracy theories these days are about the Charlie Kirk thing. I'm going to try to avoid them for the rest of the stream. I think we already got enough of that stuff. It's JP. I'll skip his garbage AI opening. He claims to be a super soldier.
This is JP. What's up, everybody? This is JP. I'm happy that you're here. I had a great time in Long Island in this beautiful event, this conference. I was there. I met beautiful, beautiful people. Amazing experience. We also went to the tippy part of Long Island to a place called Montauk. I know a lot of people know about this place, about, you know, how they dealt with certain projects and all that. And I went with Brad Olson, Laura Eisenhower, Michael Barra. We had a great time doing a short documentary and investigation on these places. So I'm gonna show you a little bit of a type of, not documentary, but a little bit of what we did over there.
He's the least charismatic man. All right. So these guys think that they were super soldier, secret space program people, and they think that this, like, abandoned facility or whatever they're going to be looking at was part of the secret space program in the past.
Okay, we're here at Camp Hero at the very end tip of Long Island, and this is near the town of Montauk. It's a very ancient site. There are Indian burial mounds here, and there are also a lot of myths and legends, especially what happened here at Camp Hero, because we're getting up about as close as you can get to this area where a lot of experiments took place. And I'll give everybody a little update on that in just a second.
This military base was active between 1942 and 1982.
Yeah.
Nice.
Why don't you tell them a few things, Laura?
Well, Philadelphia experiment. Man, Montauk is known for time travel experiments, abduction, mind control, all sorts of crazy things, including a time loop that might still be active, that might never really shut down. So that's something.
Then why are you there? You think you're walking into a time loop area?
I want to explore.
Venekagami says, that's another thing I feel about the Rapture that's funny. They picture the world being terrified they're gone, but honestly, evangelicals are so annoying that if we realized they got raptured, I feel like everyone would go, finally, they're gone. Now the world can heal.
Look, there's an opening over here. Want to check it out?
Zero evidence for her claims. Shocking that there's no evidence for the time loop she's talking about.
Right. What's up, everybody? JP here.
JP found a way in.
We got to be careful with ticks now.
You're a super soldier. Why are you worried about ticks?
Okay, there's
Just go into a med bed and it'll fix all your tick bites.
ear ticks. Okay.
Remember, Sean said that it would cure your Lyme disease, so it's fine.
So, yeah, I'll stay out here. Hold on.
We are at Camp Hero, at the very far tip of Long Island, very close to the town of Montauk. This is a very ancient site. There are Indian burial mounds, and the fort here is one of the oldest in U.S. history. It was actually founded during the Revolutionary War, but the sites you see here were more Cold War era and World War II.
No way, you're telling me they didn't have satellite dishes during the Revolutionary War? That's crazy.
And this was the site of the Montauk experiments, the very infamous Montauk experiments as they're called. And what happened was they had recovered a chair out of one of the crash retrievals. It could have been the Roswell crash. And they found, when they started to backward engineer the craft, that there were no windshields, there were no control panels. The chair was actually how the ship flew. And it was using the psychic abilities of the pilots to navigate the plane or the craft. And so they brought the chair here knowing that it had these abilities to enhance the mental abilities, the psionic abilities.
I don't know how to say Long Island in a New York accent. Like a Brooklyn accent? Well, like a Brooklyn accent, Long Island? Like that? I don't know. I don't know how they would say that.
Of the person sitting in the chair. And they would wear a headband, and it was strapped into the chair. So the whole body and the mind was incorporated into the Montauk chair. And so they recruited all these young boys, apparently the younger boys with psychic abilities, including Stuart Swerdlow, colleague of ours. He is one of the
our crazy friend who thinks he flew a spaceship as a child.
last of the surviving Montauk boys. And so he also reported, and I'm friends with Peter Moon, who did a series of books on the Montauk chair and the Montauk experiments, that they were able to use their psychic abilities enhanced by the chair.
I just want to point out, the medbed video is only 5 views away from 2,000 views in a couple days. That's pretty good for my first video back. That's not too bad.
And actually create...
Thanks everyone for watching it and liking it and stuff.
What they were envisioning.
What's up, everybody? JP here. I found this structure. I started walking away and I found this structure right here.
I like that he put like a mystical loot on the footage to make it look like he's in like an elven forest, or like he rubbed Vaseline on the lens. That was the plot from the Flight of the Navigator movie. A lot of the super soldier people are, how do I put this? I don't mean this in an insulting way. I mean it in an academic way, so you can't be mad at me. I mean it in an observational way, not pejoratively. Many of them desperately wish to be really special people, but a lot of them are creatively bankrupt and have very dead inner lives. So they can't really come up with a delusion that's like really artful and interesting. So usually their delusions take the form of, you know that movie? That happened to me, and they made the movie out of it. So that's why we have super soldier videos where a guy will be like, you know Star Trek? I was Captain Kirk, and all the Star Trek stuff happened to me, but I was Captain Kirk. That's how like half their conspiracies are, is like, remember this movie? I was the character this movie was based on. It's unfortunate. Yep, that sure is a
Size
door.
of a vehicle can fit in here.
Yep.
As you can see, there's people following us. Just looking to make sure we're not doing...
Toreador says, as a member of an online community based on severe identity delusion, I bet the super soldier sex parties at the conventions are amazing. Probably true. I wouldn't argue with that. Harold Elbelman with 50 months says, holy shit, 50 months! So much has changed, but this is still an amazing place and I'm proud to be here. I'm proud to have you. I really am. Thanks for being part of the community, Harold.
Nothing crazy. The police.
Oh, they must be here to stop you from filming this door.
Just do not enter building. Knock on this to see. Oh. Seems hollow. So be...
It's a door! Seems hollow.
Hey! Ha! Testing. What? Yeah. Something behind here?
It's a door! There's supposed to be something behind it. Are you familiar with doors? How did this guy get an audience? We did it! The video's at 2,000 views. You guys won't see it publicly because the public view count goes slower than mine, but we did it! 2,000! Woo! Thanks, everyone. Excited to show you the next one.
Interesting. So this would be the underground entrance, you know?
JP located the entrance to the underground base where there is a blast-proof door. I mean, obviously this could withstand aerial bombardment, but I've seen this all over in military bases that they have these reinforced concrete entrances. They're all around the...
So there is...
What's that cut?
An entrance here. Okay. But let's keep our distance. Let's obey the law and make sure nothing is broken. Okay? If you're not allowed to get in and you're not invited to go in, do not go in these places. Okay?
What a badass super soldier.
Well, a lot of us feel a sense of gloom or pain and...
You bet kids smoke there? Almost certainly high school kids go there to smoke weed and fool around. Freyline says, because they stored munitions in there, they're blast-proof in case the munitions explode. Well, that's not very conspiratorial, so that can't be it.
Suffering. It's a very weird feeling. And of course, there were people that were captured here, that were part of the programs, that were forced to be in cages, and we think right here may be one of the barracks, one of the places where some of these, some of the Montauk boys might have been kept and stored. And we could see when we were driving in that the woods here, it's a thicket, it's very dense forest. It would be very difficult to escape. And the town is several miles away, so good luck with that. I think once you're here and you're captured, you're not getting out until they want to let you out.
Yeah.
And so that might be part of the feeling we're getting, is that some pretty dastardly things have occurred here.
Wow.
For me, Brad, the thing is, it doesn't feel, it feels unfinished to me. It doesn't feel abandoned. I mean, I think it is abandoned, but it's almost like in a different, slightly sideways dimension, all this shit is still going on, right? And
what does that even mean? In a sideways dimension it's going on? What's a sideways dimension? What does that even mean? Like, not a parallel universe, a perpendicular universe. Ooh, has anyone done that yet? Has anyone done that yet?
and so there's still
to be clear, I need to know this for a bingo space. I think I know the answer, but on YouTube, Spiritual Ascension. Are you a conspiracy theorist? I need to know for a bingo space, so if you could say something crazy, it would really help me figure out if I need to mark a bingo space. Thanks. Broha with 48 months says, 4 years? Wow, is it? Holy crap. Happy 4-year anniversary, Broha. Toriadora says, that's where the Wayside School came from. Oh, I loved those books as a kid. I loved those.
An energy here as if, to me, something is still...
The student that didn't exist? I don't remember what student that was, but that was interesting.
Happening here, and I don't know how to describe that other than it's just a gut feeling, but...
I do feel weird.
Why you triggered? There they are. Okay, conspiracy theorist in chat on the bingo card. Conspiracy theorist in chat on the bingo card. We did it.
Yeah.
Spiritual residue.
Yeah.
Like my hairs are going up.
There's Indian burial grounds and stuff around here, and it's like they picked this place probably because of all the different fields and resonances.
Is that word salad? Yes.
That occur at this particular location. So it doesn't feel done to me. It almost feels like it's in a state of suspension rather than it being completely done. And like they're going to reopen this at some point in the future when they need to or want to.
It's the kind of feeling you get at a battlefield site where a lot of people died, or a concentration camp.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck off.
A lot of human suffering occurred. It's just a...
Please don't equate your made-up super soldier bullshit to the Holocaust. I don't have the emotional bandwidth for it. Toriador says, that's not word salad, that's a word smoothie. I want a smoothie.
Palpable, dark feeling that emanates from this place.
And the other thing I notice is, inside these fences, there's no birds. The same thing happens in concentration camps. I went...
Oh my god, fuck you, dude. Fuck you!
A friend
Yeah,
went to
I noticed
Dachau,
that.
and he said the birds would fly around the perimeter of the camp. They wouldn't fly over it. And it's the same thing here. There's like no life.
Let's not mystify human tragedy. Let's keep it real material where it belongs in the world of reality. God.
There's no... If there is life, it's lower life, like ticks and spiders maybe, but we don't even...
Lower life? Oh, Jesus.
See those. We're not seeing anything. So,
And by the way,
bizarre.
just offshore is Plum Island,
Right.
and across the Long Island Sound is Lyme, Connecticut, the first place that Lyme disease popped up, and they think it was from Plum Island.
So we found this building, right? And it has a hole. So let's check in. Let me see if the flashlight is on. Okay, it has a hole in here. We're gonna check out this hole to see what's in here. Hold on.
Let me guess, it's an empty concrete building because they didn't leave a bunch of shit there, probably.
We went to investigate what's inside this hole, and there's a steel plate.
Oh, it doesn't even go all the way in. It's just structural. Yeah, duh. Okay. I don't even know why I thought it would be a hole all the way through.
In between the concrete. So, what can you tell me about that?
Well,
What is there to tell about it? It's the wall.
to me, what you're doing there is you're shielding electromagnetic fields, right?
Fuck off. This guy's just making shit up on the spot. He's like human chat GPT. He's just stringing words together that sound good.
It's almost like, this box almost looks like a Faraday cage where you would put different layers of metal and gypsum, whatever it takes to block out all EM frequency waves, which means this would be something of a safe house where they couldn't get to you if there was directed energy weapons going on.
He's just making it up. He's just saying stuff. He's just saying stuff that isn't true.
Or if there was mind control stuff being used, or it's a shield from that radar tower or whatever the hell that antenna is there. I mean, you know, maybe everybody had to come running here and sit it out when they were activating that thing because of all of the technology, the electromagnetic waves and frequencies and things that were happening. So
Oh, wow.
that's
Thank you,
what it
Mike.
looks like to me. It looks like a barracks or something, a temporary place where people hid. And, you know, the steel, you don't need to reinforce something like this with steel walls. So I don't know. You could
It's
just
a military building. What do you mean?
build this out of concrete.
Like, I'm not a structural engineer, so I don't know if there's like a fundamental structural reason for that, or if it's just for extra because they're maybe storing munitions there, or God knows what else. I don't know, but like, why are you assuming it's to block psychic waves?
Blocks, and it would be fine as a structure. If this was a guest house, if this was a, you know, this almost looks like a hot dog stand or something. You don't need steel walls for that, right?
Yeah.
Kinda depends on what's in it. I don't know.
The basic concrete blocks.
Wow.
So it has some purpose. I'm not sure what it was, but that would serve as a way to create a Faraday cage environment.
Nice, thank you. Look what we found here. Look how beautiful this is, everybody. You ready?
Oh, this is giving me anxiety looking at it. I'm afraid of heights. Have I mentioned that before? Not a big fan of heights.
Montauk Island or spot.
Oh yeah, not a fan of that. Windy.
Oh yeah. Amazing. Brad, you like this place?
Yeah, it's really interesting. One of the oldest lighthouses in the country. Oldest lighthouse New York State.
Wow. George Washington, huh?
Commissioned it. That's right. 1797. The whole one. As well as Camp Hero. Must have been connected back in the day. Very important location, protecting the entrance to the Long Island Sound. But there were a lot of shipwrecks offshore. Here you can see a depiction of.
Have I ever said this? Lighthouses are cool, by the way. I'm from Michigan, as you guys know. We have tons of lighthouses in Michigan. Michigan's pretty cool.
They call it the graveyard of ships out there. There's so many.
Must be a lot of gold out there, huh?
Yeah. I would imagine it's a good scuba diving location too.
There's gotta be a lot of gold out there, right? Every ship had gold in it, right?
The seas aren't too rough.
All right, guys. Look at this. We got a little access here. Let's get close to the lighthouse. Look at that. Literally inside the lighthouse. Wow. So we actually found somebody that went in there. I'm not saying it's me.
He's like a child. I didn't do it, teehee.
The Montauk Tower.
Well, this was Camp Hero.
Camp Hero?
Yeah.
The satellite, huh?
One of those things where
Look at that.
Are you looking for whales here?
And you said you found an elevator, right?
Yeah, so it was like an elevator shaft where like it was like the elevator car was halfway down a floor.
Lighthouses are illuminating, not Illuminati. Oh, that's a good joke. I had to read that out loud. That's a good joke, Miss Hire. That's funny.
And there was like filing cabinets and stuff stuffed into it. So, yeah.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, that is something.
I hope you like this short type of, short documentary type of video. Much love to you.
They're like 9-year-old children. It is genuinely shocking to me how often it seems I'm coming across people these days who stopped maturing past like middle school. Like their mentality seems to be at a purely aesthetic, like child level. And it's horrifying, and I don't really know what to do with that information. Hopefully I'm just a narcissistic shitbag and not actually noticing a trend. Because, oh boy. Just a Peach with $1 says, Green Guy and I took a trip in 2019 to see some of Michigan's lighthouses. It was fun. Oh, good trip. Good trip.
Thank you for being in my channel. Thank you for the support. And Akuria Mate. Akuria Mate. Akuria Mate. Heaven to earth. JP out.
Fake soldier asshole. Alright. I am going to stop a little bit early today because it is Baha and I's anniversary. So I'm gonna go hang out with her. Thank you everyone for hanging out for another Tinfoil Tuesday. I really appreciate it. I'm not sure if I'll be streaming tomorrow because I do work starting early. But then I don't work again for the rest of the week or weekend, including like Monday through I think like next Tuesday or Wednesday. So even if I don't stream tomorrow, I will be back for the rest of the week and we'll be doing tons of fun stuff. I'm sorry that I missed the earlier parts of this month because I was finishing up the medbed video. But after tomorrow, I will be back on consistently again. And I'm excited to be back hanging out with you guys. If you haven't already, make sure you check out the medbed video. It's my first video essay, and it was a lot of fun. I think it turned out pretty good. I'm excited for the next one, but definitely check it out. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. It's great every time you watch it, I promise. Anyway, so have a great night, everyone. Let's see who we're going to raid here on Twitch. We'll raid Cooker28, who is also playing some conspiracy stuff. The conspiracy theorist is still in YouTube chat. Good to see you, Spiritual Ascension. See you soon. I'm sure you'll be back for more. Link to the medbed video? Hold on, sure. I'll link it. Alright. Here's a link to the video if you haven't seen it. And we will raid Cooker28. Alright. Night, everyone! See you real soon! Stream tomorrow? I just said I don't think I will tomorrow because I work, but for the rest of the week after tomorrow, I will be, including the weekend. So I'm sorry that I've been gone a lot this early part of the month, but the rest of the month I'll be around a lot more. So I will be happy to see you then. Alright, bye everyone! Have a good night.